Mark Rogers TV back with you as we continue to look at the NFL draft. We are just one night away from the festivities in Chicago. We bring in Houston Bates, linebacker, D-end from Louisiana Tech, to talk about his experience leading up to the draft. And we're getting down to the nitty-gritty. Houston, thanks so much for joining us. We appreciate it.
No, thank you.
So let's talk about just your workouts at this point. So your season ends the first week of January. You got a long wait until the draft. You've got your pro day in between. Just what you're focusing on, trying to get ready for the pros.
Well, I got to make the transition from defensive end to linebacker. That's been, my main goal this off season with pro day training and especially training leading up to the draft. Making the transition is not going to be that bad. I played a little bit of linebacker at Illinois, inside and outside. So making that transition is just bringing back old memories and knocking the dust off. But I got to work on flipping hips and drops and reads, and I have to be a little more patient player, as defensive ends aren't known for that. But I have to definitely develop my patience now, being a linebacker. So
a little bit more reading than just initial reacting right off the ball, right off the snap.
Yes, sir. Which I love. I love to do that. Don't get me wrong, but I don't think I have the size to do that at the next level. So I'm going to drop back one level and see if I can make an impact from there.
Really good stuff. I think you're listed around 240, something in that range. What are your thoughts about how you do project to the next level? What are the scouts? What are the coaches saying about what you bring to the table?
They like my versatility. At Pro Day, I worked out at 3 different positions: defensive end, linebacker, and fullback, actually. So they like, my work ethic. Obviously, on the field, I don't like taking plays off, and really, effort's got me to where I am today. So I'm just going to keep going with that, and able to be valuable and with versatility. You got to be durable and you got to be versatile at the next level. So I've been working on that, and that's been the feedback that I've gotten from scouts so far.
That's a great point. You see a few guys here and there. Once in a while, play goes to the opposite side of the field, and it doesn't look like they're going to factor in the play, so taking the play off. But special teams might factor into your pro career as well. So, again, the motor's going to work well for you, no doubt about that. The pro day, you ran a 4.7, you ran a 4.66 are the numbers that I have. How do you feel about that?
I feel great about it. Working with Coach Hester up at Louisiana Tech, I really didn't want to go anywhere else to train. I had, the best, I think, in my mind, the best strength coach in my own backyard up at Louisiana Tech. So I got to give all the credit to him and getting me down to, a 4.60 is what some scouts had, but 4.66, I think they rounded up a little bit. But I got to give all the credit to him. I wasn't nearly as fast as that during the season. So get me down to that. That was one of the main questions the scouts had coming in, was they knew I was a physical player, they knew I was strong, but they didn't know how fast I was. So being able to prove that out there on a big stage was very important.
Louisiana Tech defensive end Houston Bates joining us one day before the first day of the NFL draft, projecting to linebacker in the pros. Houston, let's talk about your performance at Louisiana Tech, and you really put that final performance in the books, in the record books, and I don't know that you could have finished with a better performance, with a bowl record. I'm not talking about the Heart of Dallas bowl record, but a bowl record, period, across the board, any bowl, any time, in terms of tackles for loss, 5.5 sacks, just a ridiculous effort, taking on your former team. That's just crazy how that all came together. Can you talk about kind of the feelings once you were able to accomplish that? You finish your career with a bowl win over your former team.
It's really crazy to think that all that happened just to play them alone was crazy, but to have the day that I did, it was unreal. And I can't take all the credit. Coach Holtz, Coach Hester, all the team, all my teammates up at Louisiana Tech, Coach Diaz, all the former coaches I had, they put me in the right spot. I made the plays, but they put me in the right spots to make those plays. So I got to give all the credit to those guys, and Coach Holtz bringing me in there and giving me the opportunity that he did to play my last year up at Louisiana Tech, close to my family. it was a blessing. It truly was. And the people of Ruston, I really can't thank them enough. They took me in, embraced me, the team, and it was a good way for sure.
So Houston, take us kind of through the backstory. As you mentioned, you're close to home in that final season at Louisiana Tech, but you had chosen to go to Illinois in the Big Ten. Had an outstanding career there for a couple of years as well. Can you take us through the story of making that choice and then coming back home?
Yeah, I actually I was committed to LSU out of high school initially, and they wanted me to play fullback or defense linebacker, what they recruited me as. So I was set on that. Being a Louisiana guy, getting an offer from LSU, that's where you go. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. But it didn't work out there. It was one of those things. And Illinois offered me the next week, and it was a sign from God that maybe I need to go up there and give it a shot. So I went up there, and Coach Zook was an outstanding coach, and he recruited me the right way, and it was just one of those things that I wanted to do. And I went up there and not knowing what to expect and out of my element, and I'm really glad that I did it. But at the end of the day, I had to come back home close to my mom and my family to get them to play or watch me play my last year. That was special to them. That was the right move for me, and it definitely paid off.
Yeah, that's a really good thing, and something that's come to light when we talk about possibly paying players, and I don't know, we could get into that, but we won't here. Just in terms of the issue that players have in moving a long distance away, getting their families to the games, and it's difficult for a lot of people to take that on financially. So that's awesome that you were able to get back to Louisiana Tech. You know how college football fans are, Houston. They love to debate. Especially when teams don't play, and a lot of teams don't play across the country because of the scheduling, but they like to debate conferences. So since you're a Louisiana boy who went and played in the Big Ten, just your thoughts about how the Big Ten stands right now, and just your overall perception of having played a few years in the Big Ten, and the style of play and the quality of play.
Well, there's good players everywhere, in the Big Ten, the SEC, Conference USA, the ACC. There's good players everywhere. They're all on scholarship, and I think coaching has a lot to do with it, and getting guys to motivate and play up to their potential and playing their full potential. And the Big Ten is, I think, one of the better conferences out there. The SEC and the Big Ten are right there neck and neck, if you ask me. But yeah, the Big Ten is they're some big boys, and they're fast and strong, and they're on scholarships, and they're football players, and that's what I got the sense of when I went up there. It was football players up there, and they love to hit, and they love the game, and they're just passionate about it.
Houston, we talked about the bowl performance. As you look back on your career at Louisiana Tech and at Illinois, anything else that stands out that you're going to remember for a long, long time?
Probably just hanging out with the guys and going to Coach Holtz's house for barbecues on Thursday nights, and going out with the team and just hanging out with the teammates. Really, that was really special to me, and getting to basically gaining 100 new brothers, and that's what I took it as. And some of those guys will be standing at my wedding, and I only knew them for a year, but it feels like I've known them for a lifetime, and that's truly special. That's what football is about. You get into situations, and you get in some bad stuff, and you're able to change people's lives on the team that maybe are going down the wrong road. You take them on and say, hey man, do this, go down this road. This is what you need to do. And that's truly important to me. Taking guys that maybe have some off the field issues and turn their life around. That's special to me, and that's what I was able to do at Louisiana Tech.
That's awesome. Let's talk about the team coming up this fall, 2015. So we talk a ton of college football here. Who are some of those players that you've played with in the past year that we could be looking out for this fall?
I've got to throw out my D-line buddies, Vernon Butler and Vontarius Dorr. They're going to shake up some things for sure this following year. And Mickey Johnson actually just committed there from LSU, my old high school teammate. So that D-line is gonna be holding it down this year, and they're going to be something special to watch.
Okay, Houston, before we let you go, how are you going to spend the next 3 days and nights during the draft? Are you going to kind of ignore it? Or are you going to be tuned in? What's the plan?
I actually, turkey season is about to close, so this is the last weekend. One more hunt in before it closes. I'm an outdoorsman, so I gotta go get one more hunt in and see if I can kill a turkey. So I'm not gonna worry about the draft too much.
That's right. I caught that on your Twitter. Houston and I follow each other on Twitter. Houston, this is awesome. I know you got a ton on your mind, working out, trying to make the best connections at the next level and see what happens this weekend and what you need to do after that. So we appreciate you taking 10 or 15 minutes to talk to us.
Oh, no problem. Thank you. Thank you very much. I enjoy it.